EthosPartners is a healthcare management consulting firm. We do practice management, consulting, outsourced billing and collections. Our division is business intelligence. We provide technology solutions for physician organizations. Right now, one of our main products is a software that allows for physician organizations to manage their practice management data, as well as be able to get insight into physician performance, pretty much anything within the revenue cycle. We presented on accelerating physician payments by using Integration Hub. Basically, as part of the pervasive software solution that we've implemented in our company, we had a central piece called Integration Hub, which allows for automation, scheduling, monitoring, and a various number of invokers for us to be able to process data accurately with great speed and scalability and sustainability.
The older system that's being replaced, the data extracts on the ETL side were so varied and different per client location that it became unmanageable. Most of the techniques were undocumented. Some of them were even unsupported by the original vendors. So we wanted a unified solution that we could go to any client site. We'd have a common set of modules. We'd have a generic logic, and it would be well documented and supported.
We looked at open source. We looked at Informatica, business objects. When it came down to it, it was really between Informatica and Pervasive. Both of them, fit our business model, but in the end, Pervasive really gave us what we needed. It was very easy to use. It was a lower learning curve, and we're really satisfied with the performance of the data processing.
Jobs come in sporadically, randomly from customer sites, but I would say that we're talking about 1 gig per customer and probably 50 to 60 gig per night and 200 to 300 gig on a monthly basis. And that's growing because we've got additional clients joining us. So that's going to mushroom in the next year or so.
It's the model where we have agents at client sites, and then on our server side we have the Integration Hub, which does all the heavy data processing, feeds data into our data warehouse, where downstream processes do the cube generation, analytics, and presentation of the web interface for a product.
Part of the experience was having Pervasive guide us and build a set of prototypes for us, and we've used those as templates.
Continually to impress me is, I work a lot with the professional services with Pervasive. I'm really happy with the attention to detail and professionalism that the consultants and engineers have shown.
iHub was a key component because it allows us to process multiple clients in different ways, and also add steps to external systems outside of the Pervasive domain. So we were able to define a client, define a job, a set of tasks, and then augment that with some proprietary steps that had to be taken to do the complete 100% processing. So iHub was the engine that drives that on our server side. About the client side, were there any surprises?
The client side was pretty easy to implement. Outside of iHub, the whole data integrator piece is pretty simple. I think the hardest thing was just getting used to the product for people. There's a little bit of a learning curve if you haven't dealt with ETL tools before. It's pretty easy to maintain. When we did have issues, we were able to identify them and improve them. For example, we had an issue or a concern that involved some of the lookups that we were doing. They were taking a little too long. We actually got on the phone with Pervasive support. We utilized the engine profiler, so it provides analytics on different pieces of the process and where you might have bottlenecks. We were able to identify the bottlenecks. We've changed the type of lookups we were doing from SQL lookups to in-memory lookups, and it increased performance significantly. The best aspects of the software to me are the flexibility, the speed, the ease of use, the ability to really customize it to do different things, not just within data integration, but also external processes that we're able to call from just processes or even from Integration Hub. So we have, when we have a solution that we roadmap out, we have usually 3 or 4 different options of how we can do this because of the flexibility with Pervasive.
I would also say scalability. As we gain more clients, we're going to add more servers, more CPUs, more hard drives, and the ability to extend iHub or, Pervasive in general to multiple servers is a big plus.
I think coming to the INEX conference has definitely opened our eyes to some different things that we can do to integrate with our solution. So we're really looking forward to seeing what will be next year.
In our company, all of our tools, everything that we do is web-based. And what was nice about coming to this conference was to see that that's the same move that Pervasive has made. Rather than have a proprietary application sitting on a machine that you have to download, the interfaces to all of Pervasive software, including iHub, will now be web-based. So that's a big plus.
The fact that you guys are utilizing the rich internet technology, that really goes along the lines of what we are trying to standardize our division around.
One thing that I'm impressed with in terms of Pervasive move is the entry into cloud computing. Increasingly, it looks like that's a direction companies will be taking, moving data centers and IT resources into cloud computing. And I was surprised at the large emphasis at this conference and how much progress Pervasive has made to move into cloud computing. So it's a very healthy sign that Pervasive's on top of things.
It's chaos. I think the situation before we adopted Pervasive was it was just there's a lot of custom code. It was a lot of things just kind of band-aided and put together. It was unreliable. It was unpredictable. I think that we're able to deal with a different client base right now. I think that right now we're focusing on larger clients. We're able to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more customization with what clients want to see out of their data. We're definitely processing our data significantly at a faster pace, so people are generally happier with the product that we're supplying to them now. I think when we adopted Pervasive, it brought some order to how we're doing data integration. It brought a standard way of doing things. It brought simplicity to how we created our data mart, and it's scalable and it's reusable. So every time that you do a new component of the integration piece, it's not like it's something new. You've seen some component before, and you're able to build on that, improve it, and experiment with different things. So I definitely think from when we first started this effort to now, we're definitely in a different place, in a better place.
When I first joined the company, from the technical side, I had to support the older product that was running, and the people that had built that had left the company, and there was no documentation. So you couldn't pick up the phone and ask someone, how do you deal with this problem? I think the biggest relief was that if you have a partner like Pervasive, you can pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You're not left stranded in the middle of nowhere.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.